Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I want to show you how you can very easily detect a person's attitude towards money and finances, and also why they tend to get in trouble by just looking at someone's Bazi chart. You can also check this for yourself. Sometimes a little bit awareness is all it takes to get you into a better financial standing. So the way this is being done is actually very simple. First, you have a look, or you go to this link here to plot a Bazi chart. And in that Bazi chart, we then focus on the month pillar. Yeah, here it says the month. So you look at the natal chart and you focus on the month pillar. Because the month pillar has to do with your career, with your money, with your finances, the way you manage your finances, and also the way you make money. So this is one of the most important pillars we look at when we analyze any type of career or finance related question. Now, within the month pillar, all we look at is the main T in the hidden stems. Yeah. No need to look at the heavenly stem. No need to look at the earthly branch. We are looking at the hidden stems and we look at the main T. So some earthly branches only have one, and then that is obviously the main T. If there are two, you just check which one has a bigger font. That will be the main T. In this case, it's if you have three, it will be the one in the middle. And what we are looking for is the 10 God. Yeah, the 10 God affiliation. So you see here EG, this means eating God, F means friend, IW is indirect wealth, and so on. We are looking for the 10 God that is associated with the main C of the month branch. Yeah. And they are all together 10 because there are 10 gods. And depending on which one you have in the main C, you will have a different attitude towards finances, and you will have a higher or a lower risk aversion or risk tolerance. Now, let's start off with the ones who have are at a pretty low risk of ever going broke because they're way too organized. So if you have the direct officer, the direct wealth, or the direct resource star as the main T in your month pillar, you don't really have to worry about ever going broke. Yeah, because those three, they are the savers. Specifically, the direct officer is also, we call them the goalkeeper. If that is the main T of your month branch, then you very likely have a financial goal you work towards, and you're doing this very systematically, very methodically, and very in a very organized manner. Now, if you have the direct officer there, but you don't have such a plan yet, I would strongly recommend that you actually put such a plan in place, because the chances are extremely high that you will be able to actually stick to that plan and have a pretty good financial future by the time you reach old age, because this is what the direct officer does. Yeah, organized, safe, slow, and steady. Direct wealth, these people are the hoarders. Yeah, they usually have at least one or two backup plans to their original financial plans, and they always find wealth opportunities. They're very much about making money with every opportunity that comes along. And so again, the direct wealth god in the main C of the month branch helps you spot opportunities and then turn ideas into money. It could even be that you take the idea of someone else and turn it into money, yeah, whatever it takes. But these are the people who usually have several streams of income, several streams of wealth, and therefore that's why we call them the hoarders. And then lastly, we've got the direct resource star in the main C. If you have that one, you tend to be very slow and safe and steady in your financial decisions. Most of the times, these kind of people, they have a long-term investment plan and they stick with this plan over many years, and they end up in a very, very good financial position once they retire. So these three are very low risk. They don't like to take risk. And these three are also the ones that will most likely be quite comfortable at an old age because they plan ahead and they usually start with a saving fund when they're like 20 or even earlier than that. So if you have one of these three as the main T, you're pretty safe, but obviously that doesn't stop you from making stupid decisions every now and then, but you will be doing okay. Now, medium risk, this is the eating god, the hurting officer, the indirect resource, and the indirect wealth. Now, the eating god usually enjoys problems. They love to find creative solutions. And so they're making money from solving problems. That's why they make very good consultants. And they make money from lifestyle and art very often. Now, everything can be turned into an art. Yeah. If you're just anal enough, you can turn everything into an art. But the eating god is someone who turns creative ideas into money. So anybody who you likely have a lot of good ideas and then you make money from those ideas. This is the typical eating god attitude towards money. The problem is that they don't really care that much about money because for them the art is more important, or the lifestyle is more important. Yeah, having a fancy painting in the living room is much, much more important than liquidating it if you're in a financial crisis. Yeah, it's that kind of attitude. So that's why the eating god, we classify the eating god as a medium financial risk person. Then the next one is the hurting officer, and the hurting officer is extremely good at finding financial loopholes and blind spots. Yeah, they always look for a way out. How can we take this, or how can we look at this situation and turn it to our advantage? Where can we find a loophole and make a little bit of money from it? So they're also very, very good when it comes to finding tax loopholes. And so um, that's why it may be medium risk. Yeah. So if you have this in your main T of the month branch, just be a little bit careful. Yeah. Don't veer off into the illegal here. Yeah. Financial or tax loopholes are great, but make sure that it's still legal. The problem with hurting officers also that they focus very much on appearance. So they pay attention to how they look and how others see them. And so there's a high risk of spending too much money just on your outer appearance. But again, this is something that you can control. If you have the indirect resource star as the main T of your month branch, then you're also very much about financial shortcuts. But financial shortcuts more in the sense of online trading, cryptocurrency, maybe even buying a lottery ticket and winning money that way. It's all about windfalls, yeah, windfall gains, unexpected windfall gains. And indirect resource people, they're very good at analyzing data and trends. So this is how you make money, especially if you are into, if you like online trading or these kind of things, if you like analyzing patterns and trends, then this is your source of income. But obviously this always comes a little bit with a little bit of a risk. And then finally, in this medium risk category, we have the indirect wealth star. Now, the indirect wealth star is risky to have there because they are very good starters, but they're very bad finishers. So they usually have a lot of ideas, a lot of business ideas, and then they start very well, but they don't really have the patience to see it all through. That's the problem. So while they do have a very good nose for financial opportunities, money comes, money goes. That's a bit of a risk. So for an indirect wealth person, if you have the indirect wealth as the main T in your month branch, it would be very, very good if you could actually partner up with someone who has direct officer, direct resource, or direct wealth as the main T in their chart to offset that risk a little bit. All right. And then for the high risk group, those are the Friend star, the Rob Wealth star, and the Seven Killing star. So if you have any of those three in the main T of your month branch, then you really need to watch out a little bit. The Friend star, um, that the financial attitude of these people is basically they don't like to talk about money. They tend to be very oblivious to money matters, financial matters, and they really don't like to talk about it either. And so that makes it quite difficult to then get a grasp of what their finances are all about and whether they have a plan or not, or how safe they are. So that makes it high risk because they tend to be in denial about their finances. The Rob Wealth, on the other hand, spends a lot on social activities and on entertainment. Yeah, they are very generous. If you go out and one in your group, one of your friend has a Rob Wealth star in the main C of their month branch, they're usually gonna pick up the tab. Yeah, they're gonna pay for everything, and they love doing that. Yeah, they don't really see any problem with that. They don't see this as a loss of money. They love their network, they love their friends, and they love spending money on their friends. And that's when it becomes dangerous. Yeah, if there's nothing that keeps them in check. The good thing about the Rob Wealth people is that they usually, because of their big network, because of their large, big circle of friends, they usually have a few friends to fall back on once they get themselves into a financial problem. Yeah. So they usually have someone they can ask for help. And then finally, we've got the seven killings. If you have the seven killings in your main C of the month branch, then you tend to like gambling and high stakes investments. Yeah, that you like the adrenaline that comes with something that is fairly risky. Now, um, that obviously brings in a lot of opportunities, but you also tend to take stupid risks very often, and that's when this becomes a problem. So if you have a seven killings as the main T of your month branch, be very, very careful and don't let others challenge you. Because the risk here is if you tell someone with a seven killings in the main T, oh, you won't be able to afford this car, you don't have enough money to do this, they will go and buy that car just to prove you wrong. Yeah, and that's where the financial risk comes in. So if you know you have a seven killings in the month branch, hidden stems, then careful that you don't react to these kind of challenges because they can get you into a big amount of trouble financially or otherwise for that matter. And also partner up with someone who has a little bit more of a level head when it comes to risk. Yeah, the first three, the direct officer, direct resource, or direct wealth. Yeah, try to find someone, a financial advisor who has one of those three in their main T of the month branch, and you can balance that out a little bit. But so this is what you check if you have a client, for example, or a friend who constantly complains about, I don't know how to make money, or I don't know whether I'm going to be able to save money. You can check this and their attitude towards money just by looking at this one very simple indicator. And that tells you a lot about where the risks are and what they need to do. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, you can contact me. My email address and my contact details are in the notes below. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much.